Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, today in this video I am gonna describe some truth about buying used cars here in Canada. So guys, we are in the year 2026 and it's no longer the wild west it was during the post-pandemic supply crunch. But still it remains a minefield for the unprepared. The market has shifted, inventory is up and prices are finally stabilizing. But hidden costs and high interest rates are the true hurdles, or you can say mines. So I'm gonna tell you some unfiltered truth about the process and also some loopholes to the actual cost of ownership. So make sure you watch it till the end, and at the end I would seek your opinion. First of all, there is no cooling off period. So this is the most dangerous myth, that you can return a car if you change your mind. So read your agreement well. Okay. In many provinces, including Ontario, BC, there is no cooling off period for car. So once you sign the bill of sale, the car is yours. So before you sign, read the agreement carefully. Just don't go by word of mouth. Okay. Whatever stays in paper stays. Okay. Now, the only you only have a legal out if the dealer failed to disclose specific mandatory information. Then only you can come out of the deal. Like the car was an ex-taxi or had major structural damage. Okay. Now the tax trap. If you buy from a private seller, you might think you are getting a deal by paying 5,000 for a car worth 8,000. In reality, in provinces like Ontario, you pay 13% tax at the Service and Ontario counter based on the higher of the purchase price or the Canadian Red Book wholesale value. So if the government say the car is worth 8,000, you pay tax on 8,000 even if you only paid 5,000. Okay. Now let's comes the dealer fee. The all-in price rule in Ontario, regulated by OMVIC and several other provinces, dealer must be providing all-in pricing. What this means? The advertised price must include all fees, admin, freight, etc. The only thing that can be added on top of that price are HST and licensing. So if a dealer says the price is 15,000 plus something admin fee, they are likely breaking provincial advertising laws. So be very careful. You need to have this information so that you can deal with such situation. Now, some paperwork that you cannot skip, like Carfax Canada report, because it shows you accident history and service records. Check for branding. Okay. UVVIP, so that's like the used vehicle information package, is mandatory for private sales. It lists previous owners and current liens. Safety standard certificate. A car can be sold as is, but it cannot be plated or driven unless it passes a provincial safety inspection. So this is important. Now, in this year, EV battery health is like like you should make sure that odometer matters. Never buy a used EV without a diagnostic scan of its remaining capacity. Okay, that's why I did not want to bring odometer, but fine. Now the rust factor is also important. In the Atlantic provinces and Ontario, Quebec, low mileage can be a mask for severe undercarriage corrosion from road salt. A pre-purchase inspection (PPI) by a third-party unrelated mechanic is very important. Although it may charge you 150 to 200 or whatever, you need someone who can actually examine the car independently, because that guy has no interest in you or the seller, so that you get the independent and correct report, and then you can take a call. Don't go by like if the seller says yeah we have a mechanic who's gonna do it for you. No, because you never know how both of them are related. So get someone independent who has no interest in the car deal and let them do it. They don't care even if the deal fails, because it's their job to give you the correct report. So this is the most important factor, guys. Without this, don't buy a car, because what if it takes you to tremendous maintenance? Who will you blame? Yourself? Maybe that's it. So that is how it is, guys. Let me know what you feel about it. Thanks for watching this, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.